Is this sustainable? I mean, we're seeing obviously some of the hardest hit countries in the euro area during the crisis have now suddenly become some of the fastest growing countries. Yes. Obviously, the strongest countries are now some of the weakest with the, the stalling in Germany. What's driving that? And in your view, are those trends sustainable?
I think it is, because we have actually tackled what made growth unsustainable during the pre-crisis years. So there is no unsustainable credit expansion now. I mean, the banking sector operates on a much healthier footing, and likewise, we have been operating with a balanced budget since 2014. So the elements which made growth unsustainable before the crisis have been tackled. There is good performance, solid performance from all the sectors of the economy. I mean, tourism, business services, higher education, everything. So, yes, we are confident enough that we shall remain one of the fastest growing economies of the Eurozone at least for the medium term.
Well, so Cyprus sort of benefited partly, though, from some of the issues going on in Europe, where some of the money and some of the people flowed into Cyprus to sort of escape whatever was going on, say, in Greece or in other countries there. Do you worry that with some of those economies improving, that maybe some people might flow back out?
So we have been gaining business because we are trying to keep Cyprus as a very competitive jurisdiction, an ideal base from which to conduct business. But no, I mean, actually, we all stand to benefit if all the EU Eurozone economies perform well. So it's not a zero-sum game. So if there is a strong performance across the Eurozone, and I am a bit more optimistic about the Eurozone growth outlook.
Why?
Well, I mean, the risk is more political. I mean, there isn't really something which is fundamentally wrong with the European economies, at least not with most of them. It's a political risk if this is tackled. I mean, if we avoid if we avoid a no-deal Brexit, if trade issues globally subside, then I do not see a reason why the growth momentum in the Eurozone will go down.
Well, let's talk about some of those political risks, because there's a few different trends. Obviously, there's the rise of populism on both the right and the left. It seems like in Europe it's a little bit more robust on the right. And there's also fragmentation. And so even in countries where you don't see that, like, say, in the recent Spanish elections, you're still seeing governments become much more fragmented. What will curb this trend, if anything, or why shouldn't people be worried that it's only going to get more extreme and more fragmented?
Well, it will not go away just like that, and we need to find ways to make an efficient and enlightened case in favor of liberal democracy, free markets, open trade. This is what has brought us that far. We have to acknowledge that income inequalities is a new challenge, so we have to adopt policies to make good for that. But there is no easy way out. We have to fight the political battle, and we have to find smart ways to fend off the populist tendencies. But obviously, the European elections coming up this month are one of the most significant we ever had. Depending on the outcome, governance at the EU level may become much more tricky, much more difficult.
You've come to the bond market twice this year with some pretty good success. There's been a lot of demand, much more than I think some people had anticipated. Are we going to expect you guys to come back to the market anytime soon?
We have more than covered our needs, and as I've mentioned, we do not have a deficit. We have a very good surplus, so it's basically liability management. We are making early repayments of older debt, which is more pricey. So probably not anytime soon having gone, as you said, to the market twice. Recently with a 30-year bond, the first in the history of Cyprus, actually.
Yeah.
So it was good timing. There is a positive perception for Cyprus, but also it's good timing as far as the bonds market is concerned. So yeah, we shall see.